can I give you this? My sister's missing.
Where is Dana Holt?
Hi, can I give you guys this?
And why on the night of March 1st did she board a train?
We're from St. Louis.
Bound for Dallas's Union Station. But most importantly for Audrey Clay,
If you guys see or hear anything, will you please contact the police?
where is her sister now?
I may not know my sister's intentions, but I know something is seriously wrong because my sister would not just up and leave like that.
Loved ones say surveillance video shows the 30-year-old getting off a train around noon on March 2nd with bags and help from a man they know nothing about.
We just know she was approached by a black male on this platform.
Later that day, Holt's mother, who's back in St. Louis, said she got a call.
She was like, Mom, you won't let me leave. And she was really upset and crying. And I'm like, who won't let you leave? Where are you?
Holt said he was getting out of the shower and she had to go.
Nobody has had any contact with her since.
While Dallas police investigate, Clay, her wife, and sister-in-law have come to town to blanket Dallas in flyers, hoping someone will have noticed the blonde, who's described as having a big personality.
And if my sister sees this, I want her to know I love her. I never would imagine I'd be doing this. Never. She's my only sibling. And I won't stop looking for her.
A distinguishing feature the family hopes people will keep an eye out for is the fact that Dana has a tattoo on both her neck and chest.
Now, with COVID-19 protocols in place at the State Fair, there are several things people should keep in mind if you do plan to attend the game. We have a guide on everything you need to know right now on our website, NBCDFW.com.
But tonight, that refreeze has happened, and we have situations like this. Areas that really just didn't get enough sun to thaw at all. You can see this street here in downtown still looks like an ice rink, very similar to situations we saw this morning. Before the sun came out earlier today in the southern part of the county, it was really rough going.
Now, I haven't gotten an update from Dallas police on this case, but detectives are asking anyone who knows anything to give them a call. We have that information posted on our website, NBCDFW.com.
The Parade of Champions will take place here at Paul Quinn College at 10 a.m. on Saturday. We're told city leaders and various school district leaders will be in attendance as well.
Good afternoon. DPD confirming this afternoon that at some point at that concert venue, someone fired a shot into the air. In response, a person who is unknown at this point then responded by firing a weapon into that concert crowd.
It's slow going on the roads tonight. We've seen some slipping and sliding right here. Thankfully, a lot of people are heeding the warning to stay home, but some people who work in essential services don't have that choice.
In the place where she was born and raised,
Can y'all hear me?
the community came together to remember.
Whereas Cheyenne Little's life was
A 26-year-old gone too soon.
tragically taken April 14th, 2021.
Cheyenne was my only biological little girl. She was a little spitfire.
1 year after losing her daughter, Misty Little's setting out on a mission to share her story.
She took hydrocodone every now and then. She was a big chested girl, and she worked on her feet and her back hurt, and to the best of my knowledge, she was given a hydrocodone or what she thought was a hydrocodone, but it was fentanyl, and it was 4 times the lethal dose. And my mother found her.
Today on the courthouse steps,
Do hereby proclaim April 14th, 2022 is Fentanyl Poisoning Awareness Day.
Little launched Fiercely Fighting Fentanyl Poisonings, a nonprofit with a mission to spread awareness about a crisis that's become the leading cause of death for adults ages 18 to 45.
So we want to get into the schools, we want to talk to kids, we want to make educators and law enforcement and everybody aware of what's really out there.
Last year in Texas, there were more than 1,300 fentanyl-related deaths. The governor recently announced an effort to crack down on distribution. Still, the numbers continue to climb, and Little Hope sharing Cheyenne's story.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Will prevent another family from experiencing her grief.
losing a child, I hear people talk about it all the time, but it's a pain like no other.
In Hunt County,
I'm going to use that, and we're going to save other kids.
Allie Spilliards, NBC5.
The anticipation
Look,
after 2 years of waiting.
We're just so excited to be here and celebrate.
That's
Sarah.
Sarah, nice to meet you.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
her family drove from Midland to celebrate St. Patrick's Day in Dallas.
The last time we were on our way here to celebrate St. Patty's Day Parade that we do every year with our family, COVID hit, and so they shut the parade down.
I bring our 10 fade away. That's what we're waiting on. It's party time, baby.
The wait is over.
We're back to normal. Yeah, we get a chance to interact with other people, and that's what we miss.
Missed sharing food and fun.
This is the best spot because I got to do everything.
We've found our groove. The music is back, and so is Dirk Nowinski as Grand Marshal. If absence makes the heart grow fonder, today everyone loves a parade.
It just brings out the glow. I think it's just the whole environment. Everybody's having a good time.
It's been too long.
I am not Irish.
But today, everyone is lucky.
Happy St. Patty's Day!
Until next year, in Dallas, Noel Walker, NBC5.
With the sound of unity and a call to action leading the way,
This is what democracy looks like!
women of all backgrounds celebrated what's been won in the name of equality, knowing there's still a ways to go.
Whether that's pay equity, equal pay for equal work, or fighting to make sure Black and brown women have access to health care.
The 4th annual Dallas Women's March brought out more than 1,000 men, women, and children, walking about 1.5 miles to Dallas City Hall. Many wearing their heart not on their sleeves, but on their signs.
It was really cool to see, from ladies that were 70 years old to like little kids. There was a little girl going, "My body, my decision."
A renewed call for equal pay and access to quality health care was made. Issues, marchers say, worth fighting for.
It's really empowering. This is actually my first march.
For many, it's about protecting places like Planned Parenthood from funding cuts.
They do a lot for both men and women, and if without them, I would not be able to afford basic birth control and checkups for my lady things. So they're a really important company for us. It's a really important public resource.
This is an election year. We have the census coming. They need to be counted. They need to get out and vote, to have their voices heard.
With voter registration on hand, Sunday was spent spreading the word.
You cannot provide different voices because you don't want those voices to be heard.
And women supporting women.
We want equality. Empowered women empower women.
In Dallas, Maria Guerrero, NBC5.
Ashley Kane Gribble and Timothy LeDuc step onto their home ice.
I mean, this rink here in Euless, this is where I've grown up.
In all the right ways, it is warm inside.
We love to skate, and we're so grateful that we get to do something that we love.
And we feel that every single day when we come in.
After 6 years together, it is not just their bodies that are in sync.
When we take each other's hand, we really know how the other one is feeling.
I'd say it's like a really good soup after it has time to goober. It's just like, it's right, you know?
You really like each other.
Yeah, you can stay.
Yeah, I'll take you.
We're like siblings.
Yeah.
Figure skating is grueling, a mind-boggling blend of athleticism and artistry. Reaching the top is never guaranteed.
The moving through the highs and lows of everything has taught me so much more about myself, about life, and about the sport in a way that, like, I don't know, I just appreciate so much more.
It goes like this, up and down, and you have to keep turning around and collecting yourself and moving forward.
Especially when some people doubt you.
We don't necessarily fit the archetype of success that you typically see.
At 5'6", Ashley is taller than most women who skate pairs.
She's been a beacon for people of different body types to show them like, hey, you can still be successful at something even if you don't fit the archetype of success that you typically see.
Timothy talks openly about his sexual identity.
And for me as a queer athlete, you know, we don't often see queer visibility in sports.
As they perfect their programs, Ashley and Timothy hope to do the same for figure skating itself.
We really feel like we've kind of reached the top of the sport, and we've started to shape it in ways that are meaningful.
Winning the national title in 2019 served notice to the world that the team from North Texas had arrived. Then came COVID.
It's been hard.
Yeah,
honestly.
for sure. Making it into the rink some days was the goal that was accomplished.
On the path to Beijing, the pandemic was a black hole.
All of a sudden, we didn't have anything next. Like, there was nothing on our schedule, and that was the first time that ever happened, and we didn't know what to look forward to or what to work towards.
Ashley herself battled the virus and recovered. Their momentum is now back, thanks in part to their coaches.
Down in your knees.
The coaches here are so tuned into helping each athlete be the best athlete that they can be.
It's better. Good.
Those encouraging words come from Ashley's mom and dad, who were both elite figure skaters themselves.
That just means so much to me to know that like I always do have that support system.
It's never been weird for me because they're still the right people for the job. They just happen to be Ashley's parents.
So now it is on to the national championships, where Team Kane hopes to score a ticket to China.
I think we'd be lying if we said that we didn't go there. We obviously think about it every day.
Yeah. Sometimes, yes, it can become overwhelming and all-consuming, but you also have to think like, but I'm in this position because I want to be.
And also because Ashley Kane Gribble and Timothy LeDuc have earned it.
We want this so badly. This is something we wanted our whole lives, and we're so close.
There's a new tally each day.
We're starting with sobering news tonight. This was the deadliest day North Texas has seen since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic.
31 COVID deaths were reported today. That is 31 families who've now lost a loved one to this virus.
30 more people in Dallas County died in a single day.
And it can be tempting to let the numbers fade into white noise. But with COVID-19 cases swelling, projected to soon hit more than 3,000 a day in both Dallas and Tarrant counties, we can't just change the channel and pretend it's not happening. Since March, more than 21,000 Texans have died from COVID-19. By the time you're watching this, that number will have grown. To put that into perspective, at the peak of the summer surge, Dallas County reported 30 deaths in one day, more than the number of people killed when a gunman opened fire on a church in Sutherland Springs. In November, more people died than in the 1985 plane crash when Delta Flight 191 went down at DFW. And throughout the pandemic, there have been more deaths here in North Texas than there were in the September 11th terrorist attacks that left our nation stunned. The point isn't to compare these things. The point is to remind you that behind all of these numbers are people. People like Robert Rhodes, who dedicated his life to teaching the next generation of lawyers at TCU.
In the classroom, he just sparked this level of joy and passion.
And members of law enforcement like Chester Holt, Dennis Oliver, Bronk McCoy, and Alex Arango.
He had a job to do, and he went out doing it.
Also among the North Texans who've died, you'll find a school bus driver, a lawyer, a popular Dallas chef. Some of them were well known to the world, while others were the world to their families.
There are heroes, and you're lucky to end up being half as good as they are.
And then there are those who've lost their lives in the service of others, the healthcare workers fighting this virus on the front lines.
Had we been better and smarter about this and just stayed inside or wore a mask if we had to go outside, then I think she'd still be alive today.
And for each one of them, you'll find spouses, children, nieces and nephews, grandkids, and friends.
It does have that ripple effect.
A club of sorts that no one chooses to be included in.
And nothing will ever be the same. in our lives, or many people's lives.
Love you.
For many of them, this is what goodbye looked like.
We miss you so much, Mom.
Rather than hold her hand, Norma Flowers' children and husband of 68 years said their final I love yous through a phone. It was the same for Nettie Cunningham's children.
She didn't get any family touch or love.
Who watched her slip away from behind glass. And for Ophelia Hernandez's daughter.
With COVID, you can't hold them. You can't be near them. You're literally dying alone, and people don't understand that.
She was just 46 years old.
Since the pandemic began, we've listened to and shared stories like those from more than 24 families, and nearly all of them have shared a warning.
This virus is real. It's not a joke.
Or perhaps a plea.
Please be careful.
If not for yourself, then for those who are compromised and for the loved ones they would leave behind.